Stay in school. Get good grades. Do your homework. Get your rest. I'm getting slap happy. I need to go to bed. Hi guys and welcome back. For today's video, I'm thinking I want to do my first ever back to school makeup tutorial. I cannot believe kids are going back to school like mid-August. Back in my day, we wouldn't go back until like the end of August, beginning of September. So I'm like, wow, I just feel like it's so early for kids to be going back to school. But I guess they're getting out earlier. So, I mean, it makes sense, but it's like, man, like it's still summer, you know? I know there's tons and tons of these kind of videos out there. I've never done one, and I kind of wanted to do one because I've been up since 4:30. It is now 10 o'clock. I'm so tired, and I still wanted to film today, but I'm like, I need to look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and try and get my energy up when I'm just dead dog tired. And I'm like, let's do Let's do a tutorial. What are you eating? Chaz. No. Yep, he's trying to eat an eyelash. That's fine. So I kind of wanted to do a look that really makes you look awake and like you got a full 8 hours of sleep, but really you feel like a zombie. Because that's how I'm feeling right now. And I'm really trying to pep it up, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of difficult. So I'm thinking this look can be back to school, as well as if you're running late for work or anything, appointments, whatever the case may be, but you want to look like you're put together and not look like a troll, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm feeling today. So if you would like to see this makeup look, then keep on watching. Okay, so I've already showered, washed my face, and none of that even helped. I'm still like, ugh. I moisturize, I put eye cream on, that takes like no time. So I'm kind of challenging myself to keep this look at around 15 minutes because when you're in a rush, you know, you just gotta go. You gotta go. So I am gonna prime, and a lot of this makeup that I have is drugstore. I wanted to keep a majority of it drugstore. There are a couple high-end products, but a majority of this makeup look is drugstore because I was thinking more so of the back to school look, which would mean like if you're in middle school, high school, whatever, probably not middle school, more high school, and you wanted to wear makeup, I was thinking you probably have a majority drugstore, maybe, possibly, I don't know, in this day and age, how different makeup is. Who knows? Y'all might just have all high-end anymore. Hell, I don't know. But I'm using the One Heck of a Blot primer from Soap and Glory. I am oily, so I would keep this more in my T-zone, especially because when you're in school, you're wearing makeup for all day. You're wearing it all day. So I'm thinking like I would get oily. So therefore, yeah, definitely want to use more of a matte primer. That's just for me. If you have more dry skin, I'm putting it everywhere because I want to be primed everywhere. But if you're more on the dry side, you definitely don't need to use this primer, obviously, but use what works for you. But for me, oh, I love the feeling of that. This would be the primer that I would choose for myself, you know, if I was back in high school. All the makeup steps I'm doing is clearly optional. If you don't want to use concealer, don't use concealer. I'm not going to use any foundation. I'm going to use a powder foundation because when I'm in a rush, like in real life, like when I gotta go, I use powder foundation. But I am going to use some concealer. Whoa. I am going to use some concealer. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind, and just kind of slap it on my face. This looks dark right now because I don't have any, like I said, I'm not using foundation. So, bear with me. It'll all work out. I haven't even wet my beauty blender because that's real life right there. But I am going to use my Maria Badescu. Just kind of spray it down. Here we go. Again, this is a normal rush kind of makeup for me. And sometimes I don't even use concealer, but I'm keeping in mind kind of everybody here, you know, so. And this is definitely not going to be like heavy makeup. This is more so makeup that enhances your features. You know, again, make you look fresh, awake, alive. I do have some blemishes going on, so I definitely kind of want to conceal some of those. Okay, now that that's all blended out, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder to set that. I just like to take a brush because it won't apply as much product on there, because I'm not trying to like bake and do all that kind of stuff. This is a light, you know, everyday kind of makeup. You're still going to get some coverage because of that powder foundation. But, you know, I'm not trying to go full on today. All right, so now that the concealer is set, I'm going to go in with my powder foundation, which this really changes the game here because it's going to bring some color back for me to match my self-tan to my neck. And just kind of give me more so of an all-over flawless finish. And it's quick and it's easy. And especially if you didn't use concealer and all that, this step, it would be even faster. Again, everything is optional. Leave steps out, but a lot of times I won't even use concealer. I'll just use the powder foundation. And I didn't try and like highlight my face like I usually do, you know what I mean? This is nothing like I would usually do, but that's what's really nice about it, because it's quick and easy. See the coverage on this? It's beautiful. It just literally photoshopped me in real life. That's how crazy this powder foundation is. I love it. They do have powder foundations in the drugstore now, and I think Maybelline is, I'm looking over there because I don't know, I can't see my, anyway, I'm pretty sure it's Maybelline. And I did try that. I just don't have it in my shade to match my self-tan, which is why I'm opting to use the MAC powder foundation. Now to bronze, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild bronzer. This is in Palm Beach Ready. What I like about this bronzer, because it gives you options. This bronzer has some shimmer in it. And the reason I personally like to use a bronzer that has shimmer, not all the time, because typically I use the Benefit Hoola, is because this will just give you a beautiful glow. And if you only wanted to go in with this bronzer, you wouldn't have to highlight on top of it. So you can do a quick dusting over your face. Wow, they just don't want to cooperate, do they? Looks like little like snake bites. But what's nice about this is it just gives you a nice subtle glow. It just makes you look fresh, you know? So just gives you a highlight. I know sometimes shimmer in bronzers can be a turnoff. You're like, why do I want shimmer in my bronzer? And like I said, I don't do this all the time, but I like to do this and use this product when I'm in a rush and say I don't want to highlight. I probably will highlight just because I'm that extra, but it leaves a step out. So if you put a little bit of this on, you got the best of both worlds. So I take this my usual places. If you don't really bronze ever, just think of like the number 3, boom, boom. That's typically where you would bronze your face. See the nice little subtle glow on my face? That's what I love about this bronzer. I'm not really trying to contour my nose too much, but like I said in a previous video, if I'm bronzed everywhere else and I don't have anything on my nose, I'm just kind of running it here and here, not being precise at all. But anyway, it kind of brings it all together. You can kind of bring it in here too if you would like this. Kind of just give some color here. Kind of like an eyeshadow without even trying. And boom, now we got a little bit of, hello camera, focus. There we go. Yeah, focus. Okay, now we got that taken care of. I'm gonna go in with some blush. I love blush. Sometimes I won't even use bronzer. I'll just go in with blush. And I love that look. That's what's cool about this look. You can add steps, leave steps out, do what you want, you know, but I'm just kind of giving all the options here. So this is Milani Luminoso blush. It is a beautiful pinky peachy blush. Oh, this is such a good blush from the drugstore. It gives a little bit of color without being over the top. That's what I love about this blush. And it looks good on so many different people. I like using a lot of blush because blush does not last. You're in school. You want your blush to be on for a long period of time. It makes you look young and fresh, you know. It's what you want. So I like blush. I like to run it up on my nose. Give me kind of that. I know I just got back from summer and I was at the pool yesterday and I got some sun and I'm cute and look at me go, you know. Well, I don't know. Now, if you want highlight, go for highlight. I think in this day and age, everybody is like highlighting anymore. So, oh, where's my highlight brush? You know what? We don't have time. We don't have time to find my highlight brush. So we'll just dust this brush off and highlight with it. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in Precious Petals. This is such a bomb drugstore highlighter. Pop it here, boom. Glowy and dewy. Just love these kind of looks. Easy and so fresh. Then I think the biggest thing with this look to make you look like you got 8 hours of sleep, like you got your life together, you're eating your fruits and vegetables, you're awake, you're alive, is using a nude eye pencil in your waterline. Don't use white. I mean, you can use white, but it can just look a little harsh. That was the thing back in high school with makeup, was the white eyeliner. Dude, I swear to God, everybody would do that. It was like a thing. Everybody would do that. It can look cool, don't get me wrong, but I personally like to use a nude, and this is by Rimmel. This is in the shade Nude, and just run that in your waterline. It's gonna make you look so big-eyed and just awake. Oh, it's a great trick. I like to bring it all the way in to my tear duct area. The other trick I like to do is take a little bit of a white shimmer or a nude shimmer, something on, you know, like these shades right here. And this is the NYX Ultimate palette in Warm Neutrals. This is a great palette. But taking like shades like these and put it on your inner corner. So highlighting the inner corner of your eye. You can also take a white highlighter shade, which I have favorites for sure. So one of my high-end favorites is from the Jeffree Star palette, Jawbreaker, in the Jawbreaker palette. That is a great inner corner highlight, like for a more dramatic look. Another one I love is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. They have a white shade in there. It's more of a matte shade. That's awesome. Juvia's Place has a really pretty white shade. It's in the Saharan palette by Juvia's Place. Oh, it's such a good inner corner shade. I love it. So do that, and this will really just bring that brightness on that inner corner. And then I also like to take it up here on my brow bone. And then if you want to, I like to take a little bit of this shade right here in this palette and run that on my lower lash line. Because I don't know, I just feel like this brings out my eyes, but a little bit of shadow there, for some reason, it just opens up my eyes. So I like to just run a little bit of a copper shade, a brown shade, you know, something like that, just on my lower lash line, just for a little bit of definition. See, just a little bit, not much. It's not much, but it just gives enough, you know? Now I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. Eyelashes are obviously very optional. A lot of times I just put some mascara on, I'm good to go. I am an eyelash where I'm just that kind of girl, so I'm gonna pop on lashes. But if you don't normally wear lashes and you're just learning to wear lashes, it'll probably take you some time before you're actually really comfortable with them. And that would be the worst thing ever, is to be in school and, you know, first, second, third time wearing eyelashes and they just feel like two heavy bricks sitting on your lid. You do not want that. So I would suggest, if you did want to wear eyelashes, to practice first and then kind of work your way up to where you're more comfortable with them and you can slap them on in less than 5 minutes or less than 3 minutes, because that's where I'm at. I can just pop them on real quick. It's nothing to put lashes on. But again, pop some mascara on and you're good to go. You will not need, or you do not need to wear lashes at all. All right, I did pop my lashes on. The other thing I like to do is make sure to push the lashes up while the lash glue is basically about to be completely set. Push that outer corner up so that it kind of opens your eyes. And these are the Ardell Wispies, Demi Wispies. So they're just more of a natural lash. For me, it's more of a natural lash. That's why I like to use these lashes. When it comes to my brows, I like to keep them very natural. I'm not big on doing crazy big thick brows, especially when I have less makeup on. Now again, this might be a lot of makeup for some of you, but for me, if I do more of a harsh brow, it just doesn't look good on me with this amount of makeup on. So I like to keep it more on the natural side. Oh, they like hiccups. So I will brush them up and fill in where necessary, just with light, feathery, hair-like strokes. Just filling in where need be. And then make sure I brush the product through. And that's really about it. You do you, obviously. But for me, I'm good with my natural brow. Like, that's good to me. I'm good. And let's be real, brows can take forever sometimes, so that's the other thing. I just try and kind of let them be how it is and accept it, move on. But I definitely want to set them because this will kind of fill them out too and kind of keep my brow hairs in place. And this way I can kind of brush them up and make them look fuller without sitting here trying to fill them in as much. So I always think brow gel can make a world of difference in my brows. Honestly, sometimes I don't even do anything to my brows. I just sometimes don't even feel like dealing with it, and I just do nothing, or sometimes I'll just do brow gel and be on my way. Now I'm just gonna pop some mascara on. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. I'll just kind of pop it on my false lashes toward the bottom, just to kind of blend my natural lashes into the false lashes. And then also do a coat on my bottom lashes. Okay, now for lips. Usually I just put a gloss. Sometimes I'll use the Maybelline, this is, which one is this? Color Sensation, Nude Lust in, it's the number 920. And sometimes I'll just use this. Where'd my mirror go? It's like the perfect nude. I love this nude. But because my lips have been so chapped from getting sunburnt and blisters on my lips, I'm gonna go in with my favorite butter gloss by NYX. It's in Creme Brulee. These two together are like peas and carrots. And then I'm gonna set my face with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. So that is it for this look. One thing I will say about this look, because I don't have any liquid foundation on, is that because the makeup will be on for a long period of time, regardless if it's school or work, using a powder foundation is easy touch-ups. If something's getting oily or has rubbed off, whatever the case may be, to go in with a powder brush or the little spongy like circle pad that comes in the powder foundation to just touch your makeup up, to touch up your makeup with powder foundation is so glorious because it looks fresh and brand new again. That's the one great thing about using powder foundation. But as you can see, the makeup looks fresh, doesn't look cakey, looks more on the natural side, at least for me with the amount of makeup that I wear. More on the natural side, isn't cakey, it's lightweight. I don't feel like I have a lot of makeup on. It was easy, fast. This only took about 15 minutes, and especially if you left some of these steps out, it would take even less time, but you look put together, ready for the day, look like you got rest. And that's why this makeup is just so awesome. Like, I don't feel like I look overly done. I'm not chiseled, you know, contoured like crazy. It just is enough to bring out your natural features, to give you enough coverage to make you look flawless. And I feel beautiful in this makeup. This is one of my favorite ways to do my makeup. So I'm really glad to show you some of these steps because I think this type of makeup look will look good on so many different people. Now, I guess starting this week and going into next week, there's gonna be a hell of a lot of traffic. Oh, back to school, back to school. So that is it for this look. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next one. Thanks for watching.